Hi friends, how are you? I am fine. I am Dr. Sanjay Pandit Kamble, Assistant Professor, Department of English, Yashwantrao Tavan KMC College, Kolhapur. Today I am here to discuss with you BA Part 3, Semester 5 and module number 4, 4C. The title of this 4C is The Orphan Girl. It is a poem which is composed by one of the best Indian poets who is known as Henry Louis Vivian D'Orazio, who is a you can say that who is a pioneer of Indian writing in English. So we are going to discuss here this poem. So this is the last part of module number 4C, or you can say that module number 4. So with this platform, once again I am here to discuss with you. This is a though I know that or you can say that this is a one way, somebody says, or it's our reading, or most of the people say that this is a one way platform. I think that though it is a one way platform, there is a lot of scope for you to discuss or to tell me, or you can communicate with me after watching my videos completely. If you observe the entire video, really I am sure that you will understand what is required, or what is there in the you can say that a particular topic. So I am here to discuss with you The Orphan Girl. This is a small poem composed by Henry D'Orazio, Henry Louis Vivian D'Orazio, who was born in 1809-1831. He is an Anglo-Indian poet of Portuguese origin. He worked as a teacher in Hindu college. Let's see that he was an Anglo-Indian poet. Anglo-Indian means I'm going to explain what is Anglo-Indian. His mother or father, especially you can say that his father may be Indian, and his mother may be Indian, or his father may be, you can say that, Portuguese. And the you can say that this is what the things which we want to discuss here. The Orphan Girl is a poem composed by this man who was working in a Hindu college as a teacher. So let us see what is there in the poem. One by one we are going to discuss here. He worked as a English teacher, or you can say that teacher in Hindu college, a free and progressive thinker and a social activist. He is not only a teacher, he was a free and progressive thinker. Progressive thinker means the man who thinks, who opposes the blind beliefs, superstitions, orthodox from the society. And he was not only a thinker, but he was a social activist. He helped change Indian society from orthodoxy to liberalism by speaking in favor of women, peasants, freedom of press. His activities created a social revolution in Bengal in early 19th century, which is known as the Bengal Renaissance. Inspired by the scenic beauty of the Ganges, he became a poet. D'Orazio died of cholera at an early age of 22 in Calcutta. The government of India issued a commemorative postal stamp in his honor in 2009. The poem Orphan Girl tells the story of an orphan girl and visualizes how the orthodox cruel society would treat her when she grows up. In the first attempt, I am going to read only the poem, and in the second attempt, I am going to explain each and every word, line. Let us see what the poet says in this poem. I am going to read. Her hair was a black as a raven's wings. Her cheeks was tulip's hue did wear. Her voice was soft as when night wind sing. Her brow was as a moonbeam fair. Her sire had joined the wake of war. The battle shock, the shout and scar he knew, and again a glorious grave. Such is the guerdon of the brave. Her anguished mother, suffering hurt, could not endure a widow's part. She sunk beneath her soul's distress and left her infant in parentless. She hath no friends on this cold, bleak earth to give her a shelter, a home, and hearth. Through life's dreary desert alone she must wend, for alas, the wretched have never a friend, and should she stray from virtue's way, the world will scorn and scorn can slay. Ah, shame hath enough to wring the breast with a weight of sorrow, guilt oppressed, but oh, it is coldly cruel to wound the bosom whose blood must gush unbound. To tear is as bright as the tear that flows. For erring women at unpitied woes, and blessed be forever his honor name, who shelters an orphan from sorrow and shame. So, if you start explaining the matter which is discussed in the poem, Henry Louis Dorizio is, you can say that he is an Anglo Indian poet. So, marrying a different caste, different religion, different, you can say that race people is a crime as per the social norms are concerned. And suppose these people they get married, and if they are having children, and if it is a problematic for them, or one of them dies, one of them may have some problem, and due to that one either father or mother dies, the child or the kid has to live in orphanage. So let us clear the title orphanage. Orphanage is a place where the unwanted child, socially neglected child, socially you can say that socially culturally avoided child are kept. There are so many social issues in our society. It is my observation that the first orphanage was established by Mahatma Phule in Pune. In those days, mostly there were the problems of child marriage. The young girls were married early in the early years, maybe 13, 14, or 12 years old, and their husband dies, and because of that, these newly wed women or girls they have to live the life of widow. And during that time, somebody from their family or from outside family, they can cheat, they can exploit, they can, you can say that, insult, physical assault on the women, and because of that the woman is the life of the woman into difficulties. And for those suffering women, they were given shelter by Mahatma Phule in the in his orphanage. So this is what the social background of this poem, and which we are going to study. Orphan means parentless. Orphan means parentless, whose father, whose mother either no more, or so they are divorced, or they are separated from each other due to some socio cultural economical, you can say that, crisis, some issues are there. So because of that they are separated from each other, and the child is left into a place. That place is known as a orphanage. So here the poet has described the situation of the situation or the condition of orphan girl. Let us see. Her hair was black as raven's wings. Description of the orphan girl. Her hair was a black as a raven's wings. So the hairstyle, the hair, the situation, or you can say that the originality of the hair, it indicates that she is an Indian, because her hair was black, black hairs, especially if you think of, if you see the hairs of the foreign people, abroad people, you will see that they are some extent different. They are some extent whiter than Indian people. It means the woman who may be Indian, who married to a, you can say that, European man, and because of that her hair was a black as a raven's wings. How they are? As raven's wings. Raven is a kind of crow. How the crow's wings are there, how the crow's feathers are there, like that her hair was a black as ravens. There is a comparison between her hair and raven's wings. Comparison. Her cheeks was tulips hue did wear. Her cheeks were, or her cheeks was tulip. Tulip is a flower which is especially which is grown in, you can say that, Kashmir region. And tulips, even as on today in Mughal garden, if you see Rashtrapati Bhavan, the president's house, where there is a Mughal garden, and in that Mughal garden you can observe, you can watch, there is a tulip garden. The color of that, you can say that, tulips flower, as if her cheeks were, or her cheeks are like tulips color. And how tulips, you can say that, flower looks like that her cheeks looks. Okay, her cheek looks. Her voice was soft as when night wind sings. Okay, just see, her voice was compared, her voice was soft. She's not a harsh kind of, you can say that, very, the noise, the voice which we cannot hear, we cannot bear. But that was not her voice. Her voice was soft as when night wind sings. In reality, the night wind did not or does not sing. The poet imagined that the night wind sings, and the voice of that wind, or the singing of that night wind, is compared with her voice. Her brows was as a moonbeam fair. Brows, eyebrows, forehead was a moonbeam. The moon rays actually means here, sun rays are there. But if you see the moonbeams, the moonbeams means the rays coming from the moon, and they are making a kind of, you can say that, whitish color. So her brows was as moonbeam fair. Her sire had joined the wake of war. When there was a war, when war started, her sire, her father joined the wake of war. Her father joined. Who was her father? Her father was a soldier. Her father was a soldier. And it is possibility that if he is a soldier, there may be a problem, because, and if he joined the, you can say that, war, it means he is going to die there. There may be a sacrifice, there may be he worked for the nation, there may be possibility that he had died, he has sacrificed his life in the war, and because of that, the girl who became orphan, and she is living in the orphanage. Okay, is it clear? Her sire had joined the wake of war. The battle shock, the shout and scar. The battle shock, the shout and scar. Just see, there are so many marks, scar. There are so many marks of battle. Okay, the shout, the you can say that, the bombarding, the fighting, the firing, battle shock, the shout, the bombarding, the, you can say, the blasting, something which happens in the war activities. War is not a silent. War is nothing but a bloodshed. There is a massacre, there is a killing, and that the shout, the points, or the, you can say that, some of the mark of that battle, some of the mark of that war, you can see that, like a scar there, like a spot, like a, you can say that, mark on her, you can say that, face, on her body, on her cheeks, or whatever it may be. He knew and gained a glorious grave. He knew that he is going to die, even though he fought and he gained a glorious grave. He died there, but he was given glorious grave. Again His death is nothing as his death is not a death of common man. He was a soldier, so he was gained a glorious grave. The place of soldier among the common people is a very, you can say that, on the highest top position, and he was given glorious grave. He was given, or because he died in the war, and he was given glory in the history, glory in the mind of the people. Such is the guerdon of the brave. And if you are brave, if you fight for the nation, if you fight for the country, you will be given a guerdon. Guerdon is a kind of prize, award. So he was given that prize. Why? Because he fought for the nation, because he worked for the nation, because he sacrificed for the nation, and that is what he was given. Who is he? He is the father. He is a father of that orphan girl. The girl is belong to, or the girl belongs to, you can say that, army man, army family, and her father died in the, you can say, the warfare, war activities. And when he died, here the real struggle started due to her mother, her anguished mother, suffering heart. Anguish, mother is anguish, helpless mother, suffering heart. Mother's heart was suffering, she was under pressure. She could not manage the homely duties. She could not manage, you can say that, you can say that, the problems and issues, because of her father died. Her father died in the war, and her mother could not handle the situation. The situation was under the control of her mother. The situation was beyond the control of her mother, and then her mother had taken the decision to shift her child into a orphanage, into the home where other children who are living there, who are parentless, who are not having parents, could not endure a widow's part. As a widow, she could not endure, she could not manage, she could not handle, she could not, you can say that, tackle the situation. She sunk beneath her soul's distress. She sunk beneath her soul's distress. Her mind was shattered, her soul was disturbed. She was in distress, she was in tension, she was in dilemma, she was in very problematic situation, and left her infant parentless. So in that situation, her mother has taken the decision that the girl was left into, you can say that, into that orphanage. Her mother left her into the, you can say that, orphanage, and the girl become an orphan girl. She had no friends on this cold and bleak earth. A real friend is mother, a real friend is father. So poet says, the orphan girl who is friendless. The world is cold. People are not, you can say that, warm. People are not looking at that girl in a positive way. They are not looking at that girl. They are looking at that girl in a different angle, in a different spect, in a different, you can say that, view. That views are very cold. They are not good. They are not, you can say that, healthy. This is a bleak earth. The poet says, bleak earth, nervous. She became a nervous on this earth, on this cold, bleak earth. No friend, no other relatives are there who is taking care of her, and so that she is, you can say that, friendless, parentless. Nobody is there who is taking care of her, and she is living in that wretched condition. She is living in that miserable condition. To give her a shelter, a home, and hearth. Who can give her shelter? Who is a parentless, whose father is died in the war, and whose mother is unable to handle, unable to tackle the situation, critical situation. So who will give her a shelter? Who will give her support? A home and earth. Warmth. Earth means warmth. Warmth here, love. Who will give her love? Who will look at her? You can say that with warmth, with good intention. Through life's dreary desert, alone she must wend. So, through life is a dreary desert. Life is compared with the desert where there is a dry sand. People are not, you can say that, good. People are not looking at, the society is not looking at her from, you can say, the good point of view, virtual point of view. She is like a desert, dreary desert, dangerous desert, where life of the human being is very difficult. So on that difficult desert, dreary desert, you can say that she is living, and there is no other way. She must go. When she must go, she must walk, she must face. Alone she has to face. Alone she must, you can say that, wend means go. For alas, the wretched have never a friend. Oh, what a pity! How it is difficult, how it is danger. The wretched, the helpless have never a friend. The girl, the orphan girl who is a parentless, who is a friendless, who is a relativeless, who is living the life of dreary desert, and she has to face, she must go with that. There is no other option in front of her, and she's a very pitiful situation. She's very in a miserable condition, and she has never friends, no friends. And should she stray from virtue's way, she has to walk, she has to wander, she has to walk, she has to wander from virtue's way. She is helpless, she is alone, a alone girl. Live in this society, to live in the society is very difficult, and she is living that lonely life on this earth. And everybody is looking at her from that point, virtuous point of way, virtuous ways. The world will scorn, and its scorn can slay. The world is nothing. What the world is doing? The world is hating her. Scorn, to hate, and scorn can slay. You can kill the man. Life ended there. The suffering ended there. If you do not kill the man, you are hating that man, woman, either any, from the gender point of view, the women, female point of view. So here you can say that worlds will scorn. World, the man, very difficult for a girl who is going to become a young, who is going to become, you can say that, a mature girl. It was very difficult for her to live in this world. The world will scorn, the world will hate her, and scorn can slay. That scorn can kill her, can slaughter her. Ah, shame hath enough to wring the breast. Very difficult, very, you can say that shame had enough to wring the breast. Now she is going to become a mature girl, and it was very difficult for her to live in this, you can say that, depressed, afraid situation, where the situation is not in her hand. That was not her fault. She is a parentless, she is an orphan girl. It was not her fault. It was a, whether, how you can say, blame to her mother. How you can blame her father? He died in the war activities. Her father died, and her mother could not handle the situation, tackle the situation, so she became an orphan. It was not her fault, but we are blaming to that girl who is like a innocent, who is very innocent, a girl who is very innocent, whose hairs are black, whose cheeks are like tulips, flowers of tulip, round, with the weight of sorrow and guilt of praise. She is living with the weight of sorrow. Sorrow filled her heart. There is a guilty feeling in her mind. That guilty feeling always oppressed, suppress her feelings. There was the pressure on her mind. There was the pressure of that sorrow on her mind. But oh, it is coldly cruel to wound. It is coldly cruel to wound. There is no place for her to live in this world. Everybody becomes or is cruel to her. They are looking at that girl from the cruel point of view. There is no place to wound more, to give injury more, because her mind was, you can say that, hurted. Her mind was, you can say that, disturbed because of this situation. The bosom whose blood must gush unbound. The bosom, okay, whose blood must gush unbound. She is a young, and she being young, there was a, you can say that, her in her blood there is a gush, there was a force who want to clear, who want to, who wants to, you can say that, break all these things, but impossible. There is no other option in front of her. No tear is as bright as the tear of that flows. Her tears, she's cry, she weeps, she cries, she weeps, and her tear is as bright as the tears that flows. From her eyes, the tear flows down. That flowing tears, they are as bright as, more brighter, for erring woman's unpitied woes. The woman who is having some kind of error, the woman who has left this girl, unpitied woes. There are number of, you can say that, woes are there. There are number of, you can say that, sorrows are there, difficulties are there, problems are there. And blessed be forever his honored name, who shelters an orphan from sorrow and shame. Poet expect that somebody should give shelter, and his name may be honored forever. He will get a bless. He will get good boon from the God if he gives shelters to that orphan girl. To giving shelters to the orphan girl means to complete, means to end the sorrow, to end the shame on that girl. So this is what the expectation of the poet from this poem. Whatever, as we seen that poet was only 22 years old, he was died when he was died. So 22 years man has written this orphan girl poem, and this is the best example which highlight the Indian social situation of his time. In those days, this type of problem, social crisis, social issues were there, existed, and he has observed that social issue, and from that point of view, he has composed this poem. The message of this poem is that we should not neglect such section of the society where orphan girls, where parentless girls and boys, kids are living. So we are belong to Kolhapur, as we know that there is a Bal Sankul in Kolhapur nearby Panyacha Khajna, where you can find out there are number of orphan boys and girls who are living there. Once, if it is possible for you, you go and visit how they are living. I myself visited many times with the students, with NSS volunteers, and I enjoyed, you can say that, celebrated Raksha Bandhan there. And it was very amazing kind of experience that some of my volunteers, girl students, they shed their tears when they saw the little small kids who were just newly born babies, who were you can say that left in that house. So it was a very pathetic situation of these orphan girls, orphan children. So we have to look at them from different angle. They are not, you can say that, blame. We could not blame them. We cannot blame them. They are not blame their parents, or their situation is, you can say that, brought to this world, have brought them into this world. They are not, you can say, they are not abuses. So it is what the expectation of the poet. So let us see some glossary notes. Raven, as I explained that this is a kind of crow. Tulip, I told you that even as on today you can find Mughal garden in president's in Rashtrapati Bhavan, that is known as in Marathi Rashtrapati Bhavan, where there is a big garden that is known as the Mughal garden, where you can see these flowers. Especially these flowers are belong to Kashmir. Hue is like color. Sire, the word which is referred to father. Gurdon is again reward or prize. Gift. Bleak is without hope, hopeless. Bleak means hopeless. There are no hopes to live. So like that we are going to finish here this poem. Again 3 4 5 words are there. Hearth, warm place. Dreary, dull and drab place. Vent, direct one's way. Scorn, held in contempt and disrespect. Slay, kill. Bosom, heart. Ring, twist and squeeze. Ooze, miseries resulting from afflictions. Okay. Skimming and scanning questions. B. Rewrite the following sentence by choosing the correct alternatives. The orphan girl's hair is as black as a raven's wing is a right answer. Next question. Now, question number 2. The orphan girl's father joined politics, war, civil service, navy. Answer is B, war. Question number 3. Orphan girl's mother could not endure. You can say that answers are women's, wives, daughters, widows. Answer D is correct, widows. Question number 4. The wretched have never a company, friend, supporter, caretaker. Answer B is correct, friend. Question number 5. The poet blesses the person who discard an orphan, shelters an orphan from sorrow and shame, feeds an orphan, and befriend as an orphan. Option B is correct, shelters an orphan from sorrows and shame. So this is what you can say that so many things are yet remain. I'm going to discuss later on with another video. So with this I hope you understand. As far as my teaching is concerned, I have tried my level best to make it very simple. It's your duty, that it's your part. I played one way, you can say that role. So it's your role that you have to go through the entire video. Then it is possible for you to find out the mistakes, to find out the, you can set some of your queries, some of your questions, and you are allowed to express your opinions, express your queries, express your question through this platform. So I hope, I appeal to you, please watch my video and like it. And again, one more request to you, that if it is possible, subscribe my videos. You will be given a notification of my earlier or later videos as early as possible. So with this I take your leave. Thank you very much. Once again I appeal to you, please like and share my video to your friend circle. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much.